Hi, I'm Mathew R.F. Balousek. I make games, bots, bad jokes, bread, and other things. Opening the Horse is a project about how games communicate rhetoric, with the core question being, how do I say things to people who don't want to listen? The current version of the thesis project is a series of tabletop games. I think of them as Trojan Horses. They're meant to speak to audiences who wouldn't otherwise find these palatable. When I first started, I was pretty sure it was going to be sort of a singular digital product, more firmly in the realm of like digital computational game. Through one of the classes I took here, I worked on a project that was sort of a version of what would later become kind of the bulk of my thesis work. When that's sort of a particular format of tabletop games that are very rules light, very improvisational, meant to be played by a group of people. And it was through doing that I came to realize there's a quickness in like analog game design that is not there in making digital games. By switching to an analog process, I was able to actually just focus on the game design, which is what my thesis is actually about. One of the members of my thesis committee, Bonnie Ruberg, is, I would say, one of the leading scholars in queer game studies. So my background, again, is in computer science, so my levels, so to speak, in queer theory are not very high. So Bonnie was really great in sort of directing me to the things that were sort of directly applicable to my project. My committee members are all much more well-read than I am, so it was immensely useful just getting connections to things that I hadn't thought of. I didn't want to put a singular flag in the ground and say, this is queer game design. I wanted to put a couple flags in the ground. I ended up doing 3, and say, these 3 games, each of them espouses this approach to queer game design in a different way. I plan to work more on this in the future, and it's also an invitation to other people to work on it in this way if they so choose.